we as black men, we can't control what black women think that they should have in order to be in a successful relationship with a stable black man. We can't control that. So whatever they discuss on their platforms in regards to what they need to have before they get into a relationship, we can't influence that as black men. I'm pretty sure you guys understand that now, right? All we can do is focus on us being the best version of ourselves and having things in order to where when it's time for us to get into whatever type of relationship dynamic that you want to be in, you're well prepared and you have the basics, the essentials already in place. So I want us to create a certain standard for black men. And I'm talking about income. I'm talking about, home ownership. Should they, own homes at this, particular age, so on and so forth. So I put together this list. Yes. And I'm going to show you guys the median income for every state. I'm going to show you guys the median income for both males and females, because we're not just going off of the black community. We are competing against everybody in the United States. We are past the conversations about proving to black women that we earn more than them, all this other stuff, earn more businesses, so on and so forth. We're past that. We didn't, beat a dead horse so many times. It's starting to get redundant now. So now, once again, we need to focus on us as a whole and how we compete against other men and women in the United States. So I want you guys in the chat to let me know. And we're going to do polls on this. Every time I bring up a point, I want you guys to vote. Should this black man have this in place at this particular age group? And I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Sometimes we put these expectations on everybody, but you guys all know that we can't expect a 16 to 19-year-old black boy / man, young man, to make, $60,000-$70,000 a year. It's just not feasible. And like I said, this has nothing to do with what women say that they want. We just want tangible milestones that black men can hit for that particular age group, or where they should be based off of what the statistics say. I would love to have a panel full of women to do the same thing. And I'm working on it because I want to present this to them like, hey, I got these black men over here to identify that, yes, you guys should expect a black man at this age group to have these things in order. He should have good credit. He should be living by himself. He should earn the average income in whatever state that he's living in. Okay. And like I said, this may not pertain to all black men. I'm specifically talking to the black men that are on my channel and whoever pops their head in and they watch this. So this is how we start change amongst ourselves. So if we don't have a standard that we should, that we look towards, then we're just kind of disorganized. So this is what I want. And like I said, I'm not talking about the guys who have removed themselves from the dating market. I'm not talking about the guys that are aspiring to be passport bros. I'm talking about the black men who are staying in the States, and you're going to date and or find your wife here. Because contrary to popular belief, most black men will not travel. Okay, I believe the last time I checked from usstate.gov, I believe only 15% of black men have passports. So that's why I'm talking to those guys. Yes, I talk to the passport bros. I support the brothers. They do what they do, but they're kind of outliers. So if you're staying here, then this is what you need to be focused on, something tangible. So you could be like, man, well, where I rank amongst all other men. And I'm explaining this as best possible because we got to stop with these conversations of women expecting this, this, and this. But if you go by the statistics, you may be doing well as a black man. Hell, some of y'all may already meet all these. And that's what I'm hoping for. You know what I'm saying? But I want to do this so we can put this to, a video so we can reference it. And then I can get an all-female panel to where they can come on here and they can identify things that they should have prior to seeking an established black man. And when I say established, I'm talking about based off this list that we're going to create tonight. It's up to y'all. Okay. So this is the most current 2023 average salary by state. Forbes Advisor was they actually went to BLS and put everything together for us. So as you guys can see here, it varies from state to state. Very simple, right? So let's say you are a black man working in Arizona. The annual average wage is about $58,000. So that would be your barometer, so to speak, if you put both men and women together. However, these numbers are a little bit different when you start to look at just simply for men alone. So 2024 average salaries by age. And if you remember on my little spreadsheet, I put together, I separated by these age groups. 16 to 19, the typical annual income is about $32,000. 20 to 24, $39,000. 25 to 34, $56,000. 35 to 44, $67,000. 45 to 54, $66,000. 55 to 64, $64,000. And 65 years and older, $54,000. So you guys see the peaks and valleys, right? Men tend to peak in their highest income range between the ages 35 to 44. And I know there's this narrative that once you continue to get older, that you're going to make more money. That's false, because people start to retire and they start to work less once you get older. So right there between that 35 and 44 is where most men tend to strive, okay, in regards to income, money, resources. And it lines up with a couple other things that I'm going to explain here in a second. So I just want you guys to have that information. So if you have a conversation on any of these panels and you're talking about waiting till you turn 55 years old so you can make money and get out there and start chasing women, no. 35 and 44. That's where you need to be shooting for, where you're supposed to be making your peak income, your peak earnings, okay? So average salaries by gender, 2024. So you see here, annual income for men, $34,000. Women, $28,000. 20 to 24 for men, $40,000. And then women annual income, $37,000. 25 to 34, $58,000. And then look at that. 35 to 44, $72,000. And then 45 to 54, $72,000 once again, $72,000, 55, 64, 65 years plus $61,000. Again, another peaks and valleys. So between the ages 35 to 64, the standard is higher for men. $72,000 between the ages of 35 to 64. The top 10 cities for black professionals is right here. So DC, Atlanta, Georgia, San Antonio, Texas, which is a military state, so that's not our military city, so that's not a shocker. Houston, Texas, which is where I stay. Palm Bay, Florida. Dallas, Texas. Austin, Texas. Colorado Springs, Colorado, another military city. Lakeland, Florida, military city. Charlotte, military city as well. And the reason why I'm saying military city is because veterans and military members tend to make a little bit more than your average civilian, okay? So wanted to point that out. And then also, these are the most current 2022 Pew Research largest black populations among U.S. metropolitan areas. So as you guys can see here, by percentage, you have 3.6 million black folks, which equates to 19%, living in New York, Newark, Jersey City. So that's New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania. And then you got the Atlanta area, Chicago area, Washington, Dallas, Fort Worth, Philadelphia again, Houston, the Woodlands, Sugarland, Miami, Florida, Detroit, and Los Angeles, Long Beach area. So some of those overlap. And I was looking at that. I know we've seen Washington, D.C. We've seen the Houston area. We got Dallas in there, Atlanta. So yeah, so those particular areas, that's where probably black men would thrive the most. When we start making this list, I'm going to ask you guys, should we expect men to be making this amount, black men that are listening in these spaces to be making this amount? Because you guys already know that the average black man makes about $50,000 to $52,000 a year. Once the new numbers come out for 2024, I would project that our new earnings based off of the weekly averages, it's going to be around, I would say, 54,000. So according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, black men and women earned different median weekly wages. In the second quarter of 2024, black men $979,000 and black women $906. Okay, so nothing has changed. Black men still out earn black women, but that's neither here nor there. Black women also earn less than black men with full-time year-round black women making 96 for every dollar paid to black men, which is actually good. Black women are actually climbing, but black men are increasing as well. The standards that we set are for the black men that want to meet a particular standard. So when I say that according to National Association of Realtors, the typical age of a first-time home buyer in 2023 was 35 years old. What else was started at 35 years old, guys and ladies? That's when people tend to hit their financial stride. So that's why I asked the question, should this be a standard for a particular black man if he's at that particular age group? And then also the largest share of home buyers are millennials. And that includes millennials who are married and single. 35 to 44, that's where my target audience is. Black men between ages 35 44, this is what you should be expected. Should you be expected to make the average income for 35 and 44-year-olds, which is $72,000 per year? And that's among all men. Go ahead and vote. 66% said yes. 33% said no. That's good. So, poor credit score, 300 to 579. Fair, 580 to 669. Good, 670 to 739. Very good, 740 to 799. And exceptional would be 800 to 850. So, like I mentioned, good. So good starts at 670. So remember that when we do this poll. Should black women expect black men to have good credit between the ages of 35 to 44? Here we go. Okay, 74% says 670 is an expectation for black men. And 25% said no. Okay, cool. Should black women expect black men to live alone by themselves, not with their mom, not with a roommate, between the ages of 35 to 44? Starting the poll now. Can black women expect that from black men? 87% said yes. Okay. So this is what black women should expect from a black man in this age group. Now, I just told you guys that the average age that people own their first home is 35 years old. Let's start the poll right now. 63% said no. 36% say yes. Like I said, some people don't think like me. That's why I left it up to y'all. So black women cannot expect black men to own a home between the ages of 35 to 44. The next one is pay for the first 3 dates. I know how brothers feel about dating in the US, but remember, in order to get to that point, your vetting skills have to be on point, right? So you are responsible for the women that you decide to take out on a date. If you get scammed for a foodie date, then that means what? You didn't vet that woman properly, okay? And I know there's a lot of guys that have removed themselves from the dating market and they're just in these spaces to cause havoc. I'm not talking to you. So sit this one out. If you're a black man between the ages of 35 to 44 that is remaining here in the States and you're going to date and or try and find your wife, your long-term partner, are just a hookup? Should black women expect you to pay for the first 3 dates? First 3 dates, remember, we got the little, measurement or whatever. First 3 dates. I just left it at that. Okay? So again, I'm not talking to you guys who have removed yourselves from the dating market. This ain't for you. You hear me? And the poll is up. My goodness. Look at that, yo. Oh my God. Yo, 50-50 bros. Oh man, I knew that one would be funny. That's good. We're gonna have to do it again. Y'all brothers was going back and forth. I was looking at the percentage. Black men between the ages of 35 to 44, you've done your proper vetting. Hopefully, pay for the first 3 dates. Should black women expect you to do that? And the poll is up. And we got 53 votes, which is the highest number of votes that we got so far. 56% said yes. We got some. Hey, here we go. Y'all gonna get kicked out of these spaces. They're gonna be like, what? Yeah, hey. So if you are a black man aged 35 to 44, you should be expected to pay for the first 3 dates based off of what y'all said. Yeah, got your asses. Should a black man between the ages of 35 to 44 be expected to pay for vacations? Now, let me set the table. This is for men who are in a relationship with a black woman. This is not for some woman that you are dating. This is not for some hookup where this girl is asking you to fly her out. This is your actual girlfriend that you're either vetting for a long-term relationship or marriage. Should a black man between the ages of 35 to 44 be expected to pay for vacations? Keep that in mind. And again, do not go to the negative. I'm talking about a woman who you have vetted. Y'all didn't already probably snuck in. I'm pretty sure you're in a relationship, right? So this is your girlfriend, your woman, your lady, what y'all call them? Well, whatever y'all names y'all got for your girlfriend or whatever, right? Should that black man be expected to pay for that black woman's vacation? And the poll starts now. So 69% said no. 30% said yes. So black men are saying that they should not be expected, oh, my bad, to pay for vacations while in the girlfriend-boyfriend phase. The next one is open doors / chivalry. And I know a lot of guys in these spaces, I remember I asked a question, there was some people saying, man, she can open her own door. Brother, I wouldn't raise like that. When the woman has to say, I have to go to the powder room, you stand up, right? I've been taught this. You know what I'm saying? I went to etiquette school for a reason. I taught y'all how to set a table. Y'all didn't expect that. Some people's like, what is a charger plate? But yeah, so I mean, that's just me. All right. So chivalry. Should a 35 to 44-year-old man be expected to be chivalrous for the woman that he's dating? And the poll starts now. Okay. Whew. I was getting scared. Thank God. Man, I didn't want to be embarrassed. Okay. Okay, black women should expect chivalry from black men between the ages of 35 to 44. Okay, so yes. And I know this is a point of contention, because I got a lot of pushback on my Fat Ninja Tax video. Dudes just want to be, plus size, plus size dude. But no, 35 to 44 years old. Now, I'm not saying that y'all have to be in the shape that I am. I'm 44 years old. I got about 9%, 10% body fat. I just got tested in the hydro tank, a week ago? 10% body fat, 45 years old, ripped up 215 pounds. Not saying that you got to be at the top 1%. But when I say in shape, you need to be within your BMI range. Okay? And that's not the white man's BMI. I know that we're not black women. You're not using that excuse.
Like, I hate when people talk about black women being obese. I hate it. Because it becomes a way to blame us for a set of conditions that we didn't create. We're moving, we're taking care of kids, but our food quality suffers. We are living in the Trump era. And look, those policies kill our people. You can't get access to good health care, good insurance. The research says that black women, when we do the same diets as white women, we lose less weight and we lose it slower, even when we're following the diet, than our white women counterparts. And what public health practitioners think is that our stress responses in the body change our metabolism. It's literally that the racism that you're experiencing and the struggle to make ends meet actually means the diet don't work for you the same.
That's the white man's. No, your BMI needs to be on point and you should not be overweight or obese. So, should black women be expected to get a black man that is in shape between the ages of 35 to 44? Expected. And no, I do not want you guys to go off of the fact that black women are the most obese and overweight. That is not your standard. This ain't for black women. This is for y'all putting yourselves in the best position possible to win on the dating market in the United States. So that's where we're asking this question from. I just want to be very clear. This is on black men and the standard that you guys set. So here we go. There we go. And I'm setting the timer. Okay, cool. Whew, thank God. All right. 78% say yes. That's all I need here. Let me put this in for y'all change your mind. Should black women expect a black man to own a car between the ages 35 to 44? Now, the reason why I'm asking this is because based off of the feedback that I got from some black women, they were saying that a lot of black men don't have cars. And I mean, I find that very hard to believe, but that's what they say. Now, granted, I'll give some grace. There is some guys out there who may live in New York. And I just spoke about the e-bikes and, taking those to work, because if you live in a walking city, a car may not be required. And the only one that I can really point to is New York or DC. DC, we got the metro out there. They have the e-bike. So DC, New York, there's a little bit of leeway, but that doesn't represent the majority. The majority of people probably would need a car. Hopefully that's fair to say. I didn't say sports car. I didn't say Tesla. I just said you need some transportation. That's simple. Between the ages of 35 to 44. Now, remember, if we were talking about 16 and 19, then that would be like a different story. I would say that a 16 and 19-year-old black man would be rather privileged if he owned his own car. Okay? And when I say own, I'm not saying outright, which would be ideal, all the payments paid off of, but you're making payments, but you still have means of transportation. So just remember that before you vote. And it's up. And I'm going to start the timer right now. Can black women expect that from black men? 92% said yes. So you should own a car between the ages of 35 to 44. Now, the next one, like I said, may be a little bit tricky because a lot of people don't believe in going to college, and you guys are discussing being a tradesman more often, but you know how the black community, in particular black women, view degrees. They cherish them. So that would definitely give you some points with our ladies if you had a degree to match theirs. And I'm going to give you some statistics here. 28% of black women over the age of 25 have earned a bachelor's degree or higher. 22% of Black men over the age of 25 have earned a bachelor's degree or higher. Black men are not the least educated. We are slightly above Hispanic men and I believe Hispanic women. So Black men and Black women fall smack dab in the middle, right next to each other. So I'm explaining this for the Black women who are under the impression that they're just blowing Black men out of the water, pause, with these degrees. You're not. We're right there. And also, fun fact, Black men earn more STEM degrees than Black women. So before y'all start getting happy, I know I'm Black women, and I hate to keep saying this, but I know how it's always placed. This is brought up during conversations to kind of shame Black men. Like, haha, we have more degrees. Yeah, y'all have more degrees, but when Black men do go to school, they tend to graduate at a higher percentage. They don't drop out as much. But Black women, I will give you some grace. You guys do have more college degrees overall than Black men. Okay? So 28%, 22%. You guys can look this up on the National Center of Education Statistics, or to make it easier, go to blackdemographics.com, type in education, and you'll see the exact same report that you would get from NCES. This is not mediumman stats. These are just the facts. I'm about to put that on a shirt. So, all right. So y'all, like I said, you know how Black women cherish that degree. So if you have a degree, then that would definitely put you in a higher standing. So that's why I'm asking this question. So let's start now. 77% said no. We do not think that we need to have a degree between the ages of 35 to 44. Now, I will ask this question. Do we need to add anything else to this list before I start doing this statistical dump? Okay, Mike Check Productions said with the $5 super chat said yes, add skilled tradesmen to the poll. Okay. And also, okay, wait, hold on. And then Logical Face said with the $2 super chat said retirement savings. Okay. So I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, this would probably fall under the guise of having a career. So skilled tradesmen and career go hand in hand. So 35 to 44, you shouldn't just have a job where you're unsure. You should have a job with some benefits. You have some, a job that needs you, some value, instead of just hopping from place to place saying I'm in between jobs, or I'm an entrepreneur, or I sell t-shirts, which, can be a very lucrative job. I get it. We're talking about a career, a trade, something. And that could be being a barber, right? Is that fair to say, Mike? Ortho with the $2 super chat, he said add no record or no arrest. Is that cool? Hey, that guy. Okay. Mike Check Production said yes. Okay, cool. So that's what the question is asked. The skilled trade equals career. You should be in a career between the ages of 35 to 44. You should not have any unsurety of your job, of your career, or place of work. And then let's no record, because we know the majority of Black men don't have a record. So let's start with Mike's skilled tradesman / career. Okay, 85% said yes. So you guys understand that a degree is somewhat of a anomaly. That is not the majority of Black men. Like I said, it's 22%, 28% of Black women have college degrees over the age of 25. So a skilled trade is a little bit more realistic and more, probably the majority of Black men. I'm going to see if I can find the statistics. So yes, so you guys said yes. Now, let's discuss retirement savings. 35 to 44. Now, I want to be clear on this. So military is a little bit different. I retired at age 38. So if it was just me and a bunch of retired veterans in here, then of course we'd be like, hell yeah, you're supposed to have a retirement because, we retired early. But that's It may not be the majority for all men. But if you guys are setting the standard that a black man needs to be either working in a career where he's paying into a retirement or he's paying on a retirement, then that's what the question should be based around. So should a black man between ages 35 to 44 have a retirement savings? All right. Okay. And I'm going to start the poll now. Retirement, 85% said yes. So let's put yes right there. Black men in today's society, 1 out of 5 black men have had a run-in with the cops in regards to a felony. So that leaves 80% of black men that don't, 20% do. So majority, minority. That makes sense, black community? Let's not get these numbers misconstrued. So when we say that, so when we do this poll, just remember that. So should black women expect black men to not have a felony between the ages of 35 to 44? Let's start the poll. Bring this up. Now, okay. So 79% said they should expect black men to not have a felony between the ages of 35 to 44, which ironically adds up to the most current felony numbers for black men, 79% to 20%. That's crazy. That's good. Good on y'all. So, and Mr. J. Lamont said, put the childless one in there. Should black women expect black men to be childless between the ages of 35 to 44? Remember, like I said, between that particular age group, the average black man, around 70%, have a child by that age. And let's start the poll now. 57% said no, they shouldn't expect black men between the ages of 35 to 44 to be childless. And I'm pretty sure y'all probably, after you've seen the statistics, you're like, oh, okay, that makes sense. But let me be clear for the black community. Currently, only 46% of black men have ever fathered children. What I'm talking about, 70% is between that particular age group. 54% of black men have never fathered children. I got to be clear here because you know how the black community run with this shit. So, so between the ages of 35 to 44, black women should expect black men to have these things in order, and this would be considered the standard for black men that are listening to this live stream and the men who come across this video once I clip up. And this is based off of what majority black men said. My channel is pretty much black men. It's funded by black men. And I know there may be some one-offs. I'll factor in some standard of error once I break these down. I understand that some women may have voted. I get it. But it's not that many women here. So the majority, we can assume they are men. And then to go a little bit further, they are black men. Okay? So black men should be able to reach the average income for all men between the ages of 35 to 44. And I want to refresh your guys' memory. That was about $72,000. And again, every black man will not reach this goal. However, I'm trying to give you guys some tangible information that where you can strive to, to be at, and then, higher. Of course, yeah, you go higher, but $72,000 is for all men between 35 to 44. So right there, they should expect black men to have good credit, which would constitute a 670 rating that we just saw. Let me remind you guys. You see that? Okay, 670 and above rating. We good? Cool. And also, black men should be living alone, no living with your moms, or living with a roommate between 35 to 44, okay? Own a home, you guys said no. They shouldn't be expected to own a home, even though we know that most people tend to purchase their first home at the age of 35. Pay for the first 3 dates. Y'all said yes. Yeah, I know the women gonna be like, yeah, now I can get these men for all this good food. Nah, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. Y'all said black men should not be expected to pay for vacations for a woman that is their girlfriend, not dating, girlfriend, vetting for marriage. Okay. Black men are expected to be chivalrous when they're on the dating market. You guys said yes. Be in shape. You guys also said yes. Own a car. Yes. Have a degree. No. Skilled tradesman. Yes, which constitutes as, which means a career. Have a career between the ages of 30 to 35, 40, 44. Have a paying into a retirement savings. And this kind of excludes military men who have retired, such as myself. I wouldn't be a good case study because we're the anomaly. Okay. Black men are expected to not have a police record or a felony. You guys said yes. And that is based off the current statistics. Only 20%, 1 in 5 black men have had a felony. And then childless, black men are expected to be childless. You guys said no, because you guys know about 70% of black men become fathers at around that time. Hey, shout out to y'all for being interactive. I know it was kind of mundane. You didn't feel like doing no work, but y'all definitely hooked your boy up. Man, yeah, this list is gonna be good, man. I'm gonna put it, nice and pretty, or whatever, and hopefully this kind of goes viral, so we can. This is what black women should expect from black men. And if you guys are, kind of confused as to why I'm saying why black women should expect this from black men, let me be clear. No matter how you feel about black women, black men tend to marry black women the most. Black men who are married, 79% are married to black women. So when I say this is what black women should expect, I'm talking to the majority of black men. So that's why I'm saying this is what black women should expect. Yes, 20%, 21% of black men are married to non-black women, but that's not the majority. Every race of men and women tend to stick with their own, no matter what y'all think or say, are the conversations, the hate and vitriol that's being spread on YouTube. Yes, I know we're at odds. There is a gender war within the black community, but at the end of the day, we tend to, separate ourselves into our own particular groups. It just is what it is. Okay? I just want to be clear.